Yeah.
Good afternoon. This is the Town of Hempstead Board of Appeals, February 4th, 2026, 2 p.m. meeting. Mr. Chairman, do you have any opening remarks?
For those of you, most people have been here before, but for those of you who have not appeared before us, the manner in which we conduct the hearings are as follows. First, we'll take adjournments, and then we'll get into the calendar. The hearings are conducted in the following order. The applicant states their case. If there are any people who are opposed to the relief requested by the applicant, they'll be given the opportunity to voice their concerns. We then allow the applicant or their representative to sum up. During the during the hearings, we will accept any reasonable evidence. This is not a court of law, as a result of which we're not constrained by the formal rules of evidence. Once we close the hearings, there will be no more evidence admitted. The proceedings are videotaped. They're archived. They'll be, if you want to refer to them in the future. We do have a court reporter here, so we would ask if you're going to speak, don't try to speak over anyone. We'd like to hear one person at a time. Some of the cases will be decided today. If you believe your case is going to be decided today, you can call the office tomorrow. Others will take some time. And I think that summarizes most of it. So, Patrick, if you would be so kind as to call the calendar, since we do have one application for an adjournment, we'll take that one first.
We have case 7526, near Valley Stream, 522 Hungry Harbor LLC, also known as 522 Hungry Harbor Road. There is an application for an adjournment on this.
Is there anyone else here on this case? Come up, sir. Come up. Okay, so I don't know if you're aware of it, but, well, we'll hear the application for adjournment first. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. William Benesso for Chili Deegan Tirana, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Unionville, New York, here on behalf of the applicant,
No.
Harbor LLC. My client advised me that several neighbors had contacted them about the proposed use and asked that this matter be adjourned so that a meeting could be scheduled and take place. We're not objecting to that adjournment. We're willing to adjourn the case until that can take place.
Gentlemen, you're here in opposition. Did you request an adjournment?
We spoke to the opposition, the board of we discussed an adjournment.
Okay, so this being on for the first time, we almost always grant adjournments. Patrick? It's a matter of courtesy.
It was in lieu of us having them dismiss this. This was the purpose of the adjournment.
Okay, well, whatever. You've asked for an adjournment, we'll grant the adjournment.
And thank you, Mr. Benesso, for asking on behalf of the
Mr. Chairman, April 15th at 2 p.m.
That okay? Yeah, that's the day you file your taxes. Okay. All right. 4:15, 2 p.m.
Okay. Next, we'll be calling cases 7626 through 8026 near Westbury, estate of Teresa DeMonico. Use variance, maintain dwelling and garage on a lot created by subdivision of lot on a filed Levitt map with lot area occupied and lot depth variances, only one dwelling permitted. Variances, lot area occupied Rear yard, maintain deck attached to dwelling on a lesser lot. Use variance, construct dwelling with garage on a lot created by a subdivision on a lot on a filed Levitt map with lot area occupied and lot depth variances. Only one dwelling permitted. Use variance, construct dwelling with garage on a lot created by a subdivision of a lot on a filed Levitt map with lot occupied and lot depth variances. Only one dwelling permitted. Use variance, construct dwelling with garage on a lot created by a subdivision of a lot on a filed Levitt map with front yard setback, lot depth, and lot area occupied variances. Only one dwelling permitted, also known as 870 Carmen Avenue. Please take a seat and state your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. William Bonesso for Cheli Deegan Tarana, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York. Here on behalf of the applicant, the estate of Teresa DeMonico. Seated behind me and to my right are Patricia and Ed Dobbins. Patricia is the daughter of Teresa DeMonico, and they are through the estate they are owning. They own this property and are the applicants herein. Seated to my right is Mr. Barry Nelson. He is here to provide expert opinion testimony in the form of a real estate expert. He's appeared before this board on many, many occasions, and I would ask that he be qualified to provide such testimony in a couple of minutes.
Mr. Bonesso,
yes,
your
sir.
clients have been appointed by Surrogate's Court?
Yes. Yes, they have gone through the probate process. They are the executors. This property, the estate has been in, the property is still in the estate's name because of the stated purpose of this application. They did not transfer it because they have been working towards getting before this board seeking variances to permit a subdivision of the property. The property was first acquired by the Teresa DeMonico in 1955. The family got it in 1955. At that time, it was a larger parcel, which included the 4 adjacent lots that are on Cypress Lane, West Cypress Lane, to the east of the subject property. The subject property, by the way, is about 91 feet wide with that frontage on Carmen Avenue, and it ranges in depth from 83.7 feet on the north end to 85.16 feet on the south end. As I was saying, directly behind, if you will, or to the east of this, are 4 lots that are in existence based upon a subdivision that occurred in 1965, I believe. 1965, when this property was still zoned Residence B district. And as the lots in question were conforming lots, being that there was no requirement for lot depth in the Residence B district, the subdivision went without the need for zoning board approval. So
Those 4 lots that were there were subdivided off of it in 65.
the 4 lots on the west side of West Cypress Lane that back up directly to this property. They were subdivided back in 65 when it was Residence B district, and the Residence B district does not have a lot depth requirement. In 1975, the town created the LPRD, or the Levittown Planned Residence District, and grouped this property into the LPRD, even though it was never, in fact, on a Levitt map. But the fact of the matter remains that once it became a part of the LPRD, in addition to lot width and lot area requirements, the LPRD also has a lot depth requirement of 100 feet, and we're short on that for each of the lots proposed. Now, interestingly, in 1994, there was an application made to the Board of Appeals and approved to subdivide off the house that is the single-story house that is existing on the southernmost lot on the property, and on the southernmost portion of the property. That's a single-family house that Mrs. DeMonico had moved. DeMonico had moved into, and then they built a new house to the north of that, which is still existing. That approval was issued by this board in 1994, and even though they didn't go to the Nassau County Planning Commission, or there's no evidence of them going to the Nassau County Planning Commission, the building department issued COs for the two houses. So right now, those two houses exist, they are CO'd, and nonetheless, they are still on the same deed. So there are two houses on the same lot, theoretically, because it was never formally subdivided. The application before you today will actually rectify that situation, because it will create 4 independent lots, one to maintain the existing one-story house at the southerly end of the property, and the other 3 to be developed with single-family residences as shown on the plot plan. So as noted, all 4 lots need a lot depth variance. Albeit again, back in 1994, the house at the southern end already received a lot depth variance, and it also received a rear yard setback variance, but different lots. So it's back before you in a new fashion, but that is somewhat precedent that previously exists. So all 4 lots need a lot depth variance. All 4 need a lot coverage variance. The northernmost lot is at 30.33% as opposed to 30%. The next one to the south is 30.37, then 30.37, and then 34.23 for the existing house. And then the only other relief needed is on the northernmost lot, a front yard setback of 25 feet is required and 24.3 feet is requested. That's so that they can use the houses that are, that the plans that were provided to them and not have to customize them. They are very de minimis variances that will not be noticeable to the naked eye. There is also a request to maintain the existing rear deck on the existing house. There was Mrs. Dobbins indicated that she recalls an application being made for that, but there's no record of it. So they're asking to maintain that wood deck in addition to the rear yard setback variance on the southernmost lot. So all that being said, I've asked Mr. Nelson to take a look at this and provide his testimony in support thereof.
Mr. Nelson,
Yes,
you've previously been qualified as an expert in real estate before this board on any number of occasions. Since the last time you qualified as a real estate expert, have any of your qualifications changed?
No, Chairman.
So we will again qualify you as a real estate expert, and you are now free to testify.
Thank you. I'm going to hand in some exhibits. I have photographs of the subject property and the surrounding uses, which I'll describe shortly, and some aerial views of the subject property. The area views, of course, I didn't take them. They came off Google Earth and the Nassau County Department of Assessment area.
The photos that you yourself took, you took them fairly recently, and they accurately reflect the conditions that they purport to?
Yes, they do. And the
Okay.
photographs, yes, Gail.
All right.
Thank you. Council's gone over the case substantially. It's a parcel on the easterly side of Common Avenue, just north of Cardinal Lane. The Common Avenue corridor begins generally north at Old Country Road and runs south to Hempstead Turnpike. The uses in the area would be further north would be commercial, business related. To the south, residential, single-family homes. For a little further south, just outside the radius, would be some townhouses that have been constructed both on the east and west side of Common Avenue. The immediate block of the subject property, the parcel to the south, is a vacant parcel, and that's owned by it is a Town of Hempstead Department of Town of Hempstead Parklands. Same to the north of the subject property. So the property itself is sandwiched between Town of Hempstead Parklands, and they cannot be developed. The subject property is privately owned. As council mentioned, the property to the east would be 4 houses abutting the subject property with similar depth, formerly in the residential B zone, now the LPRD district. The interesting aspect of this application is that most of the properties that front onto Common Avenue, and that they're having frontage, houses that front, were not developed by Levitt in the late 40s and 1950s. There are properties like across the street that front into the interior parcels, interior streets. Those were developed by Levitt and are Levitt style, or formerly Levitt style dwellings, 1.5 story Levitt ranches and Levitt capes. The other parcels in the area on Common Avenue, many of them have been subdivided, have been apportioned, and there have been numerous applications over the years. If the board would like, I could recite each one or provide copies of those grants. But nevertheless, what we're seeking today, if the board advises that they need that, in this case, the application going before the board for each parcel exceeds the minimum lot areas in excess of 6,000 square feet on each parcel. They are each in excess of the 60-foot width, and the only thing would be the rear yard setback as far as 100 feet required and 85 feet is proposed. In my opinion, what's before...
You mean the lot depth?
Lot depth, right. I'm sorry. What's being proposed is similar to the parcels just to the east and would not alter or change the essential character of the neighborhood. If the board looked at Common Avenue from Hempstead Turnpike going north, you'd find parcels that were created, and I have flag lots along Common Avenue. You'll have condominium developments on the east and west side that were formerly part of the LPRD zoning and now have become CA zoning. These 4 houses, in my opinion, would be consistent with the properties to the east and would create 4 new colonial-style homes. In the Levittown area, in this Westbury area, many of the older original houses now have been expanded and either knocked down and new colonials constructed, and I provided photographs similar to the my exhibits, similar to what is being proposed as far as colonial-style homes. Directly opposite the subject property, you'd have the backs of the homes that front onto Choir Lane, and just to the east on Cypress Lane, West Cypress Lane, you'll see new colonials that have been constructed in my photographs. So what the applicant is proposing is consistent. As far as lot area occupied in the LPRD district, 30% is proposed, and in each one, it's less than 30.5%. And I did a calculation. The habitable area and the garages all comply under 30%, and it's the front open porch and the back open porch that brings it up over the 30%. Originally, the maintained house came before this board under cases 109 and 110 in 1994, and they were approved with what is being requested today, as well as the rear yard, the depth of lot for 85 feet, and the existing rear yard. At that time, a rear yard variance was sought and approved. The only requirement now would have been to subdivide that property, maintain it on its own lot and the existing house. Today, the application, the only thing that's different would be that they're looking to maintain the rear deck, which has been on the house for many years, and it is a slightly larger lot. The prior application proposed a 78-foot wide by 85-foot depth. Today, it's 80 feet wide, 85 feet in depth. With that said, property values are strong. The benefit to the applicant is 3 additional building lots and monetary benefits. New homes are selling for $1.5 million to $2 million in the area. I would estimate these new colonials, considering it's on a main arterial road, Old Country Road is just to the north, would sell between $1.4 and $1.5 million.
Thank you, Mr. Nelson. Unless the board has any other questions of Mr. Nelson, I'll just reiterate what he indicated, which is that these lots have compliant lot area, lot width, aggregate side yards, and but for the very de minimis front yard setback for the northernmost lot, house and the rear yard setback for the southernmost, they meet the all setback requirements. So the very minor building coverage variances are invisible variances, as I like to say, and it certainly will not impact or negatively affect surrounding properties or the pattern of development. I've made my client aware of the board's typical conditions required. They are prepared to accept all of them, including that the homes will be owner occupied. So they are prepared to accept all standard conditions that the board would impose. Other than that, that's our direct presentation.
Mr. Bonesso, I see some roof overhangs on some of these buildings, and would the client, in addition, consent to a condition that neither the wood deck nor any of the overhangs be further enclosed?
Fine,
Okay.
that would be acceptable.
Any other questions from the board? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion, the hearing be closed and the case be placed on the decision calendar. You'll be notified, anybody that signed in, of the decision. When rendered.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Next, we have case 8126, Hewlett, New York University, doing business as NYU Langone Health, variance in off-street parking, additions and alterations to existing medical office, also known as 227 Franklin Avenue.
Juliet. Mark, did you look at this one? Did you look at this one? This. Did you look at this?
Yeah, I know exactly.
Okay.
I got
All right.
one with the ambulance that's being adjourned.
Mm-hmm.
But I did look, I know this one.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Vanessa, we have you sworn in from the previous hearing. Just your name and address for the record.
Pardon? And then here.
Good afternoon again, Mr. Chairman. William Bonesso for Celli Deegan Tirana, 333 Earl Ovington Boulevard, Uniondale, New York, here on behalf of the applicant, New York University, DBA, NYU Langone Health. Seated to my rear and left are representatives from NYU Langone, Mr. Tom Nelson and John Ricotta. They are available should the board have any questions. Seated to my right is Mr. Kian Cody from R&M Engineering. Mr. Cody has appeared before this board in the past and has been qualified as an expert in traffic and parking. And we would ask that he provide opinion testimony in connection with the variance being sought today in just a few minutes. The property in question is 227 Franklin Avenue in the Hewlett area. It is an existing office building with a at grade level, which is mainly parking. There is a small interior area. The first level of offices, but above grade, is the main floor with office space, and then there is a mezzanine on the top of the building that is basically occupied with storage and mechanicals, and will continue to be that. The reason why this application is coming to the board, because NYU Langone intends to occupy it, and they intend to use it, as it has been in the past, as a medical office building, but they are proposing to make modifications to the building, mainly on the first floor, in order to provide a handicapped elevator in addition to the elevator that's there, and to do some make some other improvements. None of the improvements that are being made will add office space. The office space is not changing. That's still remaining on the second floor. This site is already operating under a variance from this board, and that variance had conditions that there be no more than 5 physicians and no more than 19 staff. I've discussed that with NYU Langone. They can live with that requirement. The modifications they are making to the first floor trigger the need for a small additional variance because they are losing a few parking spaces as a result of the the modifications being made at the first floor. So they're both losing 3 spaces and they're gaining square footage, and as a result, that has increased their requirement. As Mr. Cody will get into it, he'll get into the numbers, but I believe it's only a 7-space variance. They now require 30 spaces, or 37 spaces, and they have 30. They will have 30.
Mr. Vanessa,
Or 27? 27, I apologize. 27, whereas they have 30 presently, they will have 27. So consequently, it's a relatively de minimis variance. The additional space, as noted, is not for additional office space, and they're prepared to continue to abide by the condition of not more than 5 physicians present at any time and not more than 19 staff present at any time.
Mr. Vanessa,
Yes.
on the site plan where it goes into parking requirements and it starts with the total employees, it says other commercial uses, level 1 and 3, 35 employees, 1 space.
Yeah, I don't, honestly,
And then medical,
yeah.
it says 35.
I can't
we're
tell you why that's there. I don't know, because I could tell you,
I just want to reconcile that with the
Yeah,
24
I
people
mean,
you're talking about.
I guess they added the calculation, based on what it could occupy based on a square footage standpoint, because if you apply the town's or the state's square footage occupancy, that's 1 person per every 50 square feet. So if you break down the total amount of space, that would be 35 employees divided by 3, that's 11.67 spaces. I guess that's how they broke that down. They don't have a need for 35 employees. But either way, the parking requirement, when you do both legs of the parking requirement for office space, either square footage or total employees, the requirement is higher with the total floor area calculation. That's the one that requires 37 spaces, whereas the other one only requires 21 spaces. So,
Again, because that employee stuff is talking about commercial uses and medical office, I just want to make sure that in terms of our overall understanding of how you don't need more, the 5 doctors and 19 staff are the total employees there. These other commercial uses aren't there.
No, there are no other commercial uses in the building. They show commercial uses levels 1 and 3. Level 1 is strictly the access, the elevators, and now the new, and some mechanical rooms and electrical. They're upgrading the electrical panel in the building, and it will also be for the handicapped elevator. That's the first level. The third level is the mezzanine, and that is strictly storage and materials as well. There's no windows on that mezzanine. It's not a space that can be used for office space. So the second floor is the only place that's going to be occupied for actual use in connection with the medical office. And again, they're willing to abide by the current conditions. Just to give you an overview, as noted, the staffing is what I've just described. They intend to be open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Because this is in the five towns and it's a very orthodox area, Saturday they will be closed, but Sunday they will be open 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. This is a multi-specialty ambulatory care facility, meaning it is not a walk-in center. All people visiting this will be visiting based upon appointments only. So you don't have a situation where, on a day when just so happens that a lot of people are sick and they want to go see a doctor, they can just walk in. That's not what this facility is for. This is a primary care center, OBGYN, neurology, and cardiology. Some of the staff is exclusive to the doctor, so some come and go with the doctors. The doctors aren't there every day. Some days you'll have the OBGYN people there. Other days you'll have the neurology people there, and they're not always there together. Like I said, there's no walk-ins. It's by appointment only. They already exist at 1200 West Broadway, which is across the street, but that space has gotten too small for them. So they intend to be here. In terms of deliveries, their deliveries are basically by UPS. They have their own supply chain deliveries. They come early in the morning through the front door, about 2 times a month. They don't have a lot of deliveries. Medical waste is picked up on a weekly basis. They don't do any procedures in this building. There's no equipment, no radiology. The radiology office previously was there. That's been vacant for 4 years. So again, the building infrastructure didn't meet code. They needed a new electrical and water service. That's being addressed, and they're putting in the handicapped elevator. That's the main reason for the variance that is being sought today. So unless the board has any questions of me, I'd like to have Mr. Cody. Yes, sir.
Isn't this building within walking distance of the railroad? Isn't the Hewlett Railroad Station right there?
It is relatively close.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's right there. So somebody could take the train there. You have the town of Hempstead lot that's there.
Yes.
You have
Also true.
on Mill Road, you have a town of Hempstead lot, and you have another lot in back of Broadway. So there's
You know the area well.
I inspected it. There happens to be parking shouldn't be the issue there at
Right.
all.
It has not been a problem in the past, and especially since they're abiding by the existing conditions, we don't expect.
And there's
it
a
to be
bus,
an
I
issue.
think, that runs on Broadway. So.
Yep. All true, Mr. Plummer. Mr. Cody?
Good afternoon, Chairman and members of the board. For the record, Key and Cody with the firm of Robinson & Mueller Engineering. Our office is at 50 Elm Street in Huntington, New York. I do have our parking report I could hand up.
We have them.
Oh, do
You
they?
have them, okay.
We do.
I always tell them to bring it just in case.
Just in
Cody,
case.
you've previously been
Killing more
qualified by
trees.
this board as a traffic expert, have you not?
I have.
Since the last time you were qualified as an expert in traffic and parking, have any of your qualifications changed?
No.
So you are now free to testify as a traffic and parking expert once again.
Thank you. As Mr. Benesso has so eloquently put, this is a existing medical office building that's currently unoccupied. The applicant plans to occupy the building. Right now, it is essentially parking on the ground floor and the building on stilts above it. The applicant is essentially seeking a change to make it more accessible by adding in the handicap elevator and a couple other things on the ground floor in that elevator lobby space. And as a result, they're going from 30 on-site parking spaces down to 27 spaces. The site itself requires 37 by code and is providing 27. As such, the total variance would be for 10 parking spaces. This site had previously been granted a variance in the past, so it does represent an intensification of a previous variance. R&M went out to the site on Wednesday, December 17th, between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m., and we observed the parking in the area, including some of the municipal lots and the on-street within the area. What we found was essentially the area is reasonably occupied, but there was a peak of 375 vehicles parked out of, I believe it's 416 total spaces, which would be about 90% occupied with 40 vacant spaces. We then sought to determine how much parking would be associated with the proposed medical building. We did this by using the Institute of Transportation Engineers, or the ITE, and their parking generation manual, the 6th edition, which is the most recent edition. We used the land use code for a medical dental office building, and we looked at both the average parking rate and the 85th percentile parking rate for both the average peak parking demand and the more conservative 85th peak parking demand. The average parking rate for a medical office is about 2.63 vehicles parked per 1,000 square feet at about just under 7,000 square feet. We would expect 18 vehicles parked for this building, which would easily be accommodated by the 27 parking spaces in the future condition. With the 85th percentile rate, we would expect 29, so this would be the worst case scenario, of which 27 would be accommodated under the building on site, and 2 would need to be accommodated elsewhere. Essentially, what we found is with the average rate, there's going to be a surplus of vacant parking space under the building at the absolute busiest that we would ever expect, which is the 85th percentile rate. 2 vehicles, we need to find parking elsewhere. And as Member Plummer has said, it's in a very well parked area. There's plenty of parking, municipal parking areas in and around the area, including one directly to the south, which we found in that lot. More than 2 spaces were available at any given time. As such, we believe more than adequate parking should be able to accommodate this use. It's not really moving too far from its existing, and it was a previous medical use, so nothing's really changing on that front. In addition, we did do a trip generation analysis using the IT once again, but in this case, the trip generation manual. What we found was the 6,800 square feet medical building would have a peak traffic generation of about 23 trips in an hour, which equates to about 1 vehicle trip every 2.5 minutes or so. We believe this is a fairly de minimis impact and believe the roadway system in the surrounding area can easily accommodate this. In addition, public transit is also available in the area, which could reduce the parking and traffic demands associated with the use. As such, we found adequate parking is available and that the site would not generate a significant amount of traffic activity, and that the application should be granted as contemplated. Thank you.
That's our direct presentation, Mr. Chairman.
I make a motion that the hearing be closed and the case be placed on the decision calendar. Everybody that signed in will be notified of the decision when rendered.
Second, all in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you very much.
Welcome. Let me have those.
Next, we have case 63925, Levittown, Panred Automotive Industries Incorporated, George Sargis. Special exception to maintain existing tattoo parlor, Kinetic Body Art Gallery, also known as 158 Gardner's Avenue. Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, I do. Please take a seat and state your name and address for the record.
Okay, start.
Can we start?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Chairman, members of the board. Richard M. Bavone, 308 East Meadow Avenue, East Meadow, appearing as the agent for the tenant, which is known as Kinetic Body Art LLC. The caption on the variance, the notice request is Panard Automotive Industries, Inc., George Sargis. So that's just the owner of the property, which was listed as 1 Michael's Way, Colts Neck in New Jersey. However, the subject location is 158 Gardner's Avenue, which is located in Levittown. I have to the left of me Jason Blondell. He's the managing member of Kinetic Body Art LLC, and also front row, seated back to my left, is Theodora Ligori, known as Teddy. That's what her nickname is. She's the office manager for this location. We're requesting a special exception to maintain existing tattoo parlor at this location.
Did you read this? Go on, Mr. Bavone. You have my undivided attention.
He has licensing in Nassau County Board of Health, has issued to operate Kinetic Body Art LLC. Jason Blondell has been an established licensed tattoo artist for 26 years. His nickname in the industry is Gentle J. 2014, Mr. Blondell was featured in Ink Master, which is a show. He was in season 4, and also he had also appeared in some specials. Mr. Blondell also was invited internationally and traveled the world for about a year, providing body art in Argentina, Italy, England, Mexico, and Brazil. Now he came back to Long Island, and he originally was at 3259B Hempstead Turnpike, which is located in Levittown, from November 2017 to March 2022. In March of 2022, the establishment was relocated to 158 Gardeners Avenue, the location he's been there since that time. Subject location is a Business X zone. There are no residential homes to the west of the main shopping center, which is considered the rear of the building. The east roadway is known as Gardeners Avenue, 4-lane County Road, which is the main arterial roadway for vehicular traffic in Levittown. And immediately abutting the building, there are no residential homes at all. Within a tenant space, there are 4 rooms providing body art. There are 2 bathrooms, one being handicapped. Also, there's an office reception area in the front. The basement is only used as storage area. Their hours of operation are Tuesday through Saturday, 12 noon to 10 p.m. Most appointments are scheduled due to the custom work that is being provided. Anyone that retains the services of Mr. Blondell, they have a form that is signed and maintained on premises to make sure that the persons requesting the service, number one, are of legal age and consenting to the services. There are no children that are permitted even in the tenant space, even if they were with their parents. He will not have children underage in the building at all. The shopping center has at least 177 parking spaces, and this establishment does not have any negative impact to the existing parking. There's a camera monitoring system that he has on his tenant space, which is within the space itself, the rear of the building outside, and also the front to manage just people coming in and leaving. Mr. Blondell is well known in the industry, and he's a great following, and is an artist. His artistic talents are well known to many people and also the Levittown community. I submitted to the board some documents with 63 signatures on petition from customers and also 22 letters of support. The type of work that this man to the left of me has done over the years and continues to do, and he would like to stay within the Levittown community. He's donated his time to different events in Levittown itself. He's a community-minded person. He is dedicated to his craft, and we're respectfully requesting an approval. And I have Mr. Blondell here to the left of me, if you have any questions, and also his office manager, Teddy Ligori.
Mr. Bavone, how many employees will be on the premises at any given time?
Approximately 4 you have if at any one time?
At any one time.
At maximum would be 4, if that.
And how many,
Okay.
and how many clients?
Clients would be scheduled,
Simultaneously, I'm talking about.
sorry,
In other words, is he going to use all 4 rooms simultaneously?
they can if there's a warrant for it, meaning people requesting services. However, that's a matter of just scheduling and the times of the year. And as we know now, right now is, due to the economy, it's much difficult for people that have disposable income, whether or not they're going to do any type of body art. But he has been successful over the years and wants to continue in this location.
We have a letter in opposition. Have you seen it?
Is this from a person from out of state?
Yes. Would you like to comment?
Yes, actually, I will have Teddy Ligori comment. She's the office manager. She's aware of it.
Okay.
Did you bring a
Swear
portfolio?
her in.
Mr. Bavone, did you bring a portfolio? They used to bring us portfolios of the artwork, no?
No, he didn't, but he does work. I'm 69 years old and I've always wanted to have a tattoo. And actually I got one from him recently, a nice cross. And it took a long time to think out exactly what I wanted. And he did a phenomenal job and I was really proud to hire his services to do it, quite honestly.
All right, Mr. Pavone, my oldest son has to grow more body parts if you'd like to get any more tattoos.
My son is the same.
The middle one.
Hi.
Name and address for the record.
My name is Theodora Ligori, and then shop address?
You did, yes, shop.
158 Gardeners Avenue, Levittown. Regarding said complaint, the client came in as a walk-in, didn't have an appointment. She requested the design. I gave her the pricing and who was available. She was okay with the pricing. She went back with the artist. She was ecstatic with the tattoo. Didn't say anything regarding any complaints. Didn't message us, call, email. And then that was the last we heard of her. But she was very happy regarding the tattoo when she was there.
She refers to harmful ink. I really don't, I'm at a loss for words because I don't know what that really means, but I would assume that your client can attest to the fact that he doesn't use anything that can be deemed to be harmful or poisonous.
He does a wonderful job, quite honestly.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Not? Do I have a motion?
Move the hearing be closed, the matter be placed on the decision calendar. Mr. Pavone, you and your clients will all receive a copy of the board's decision by mail once it's rendered.
Thank you very much.
Second.
Have a wonderful
All
day.
in favor? Any opposed?
Thank you.
God, so many people pulling at me.
We have a young man seated in the first row, Patrick. Is he here on a particular case? No? Oh, how are you? You have a name? Pardon? Michael, last name? Oh, okay. Nice to meet you, Mr. Michael Trotter. I thought you were here on the next case, but that won't be until next week. Yeah. Yeah. That concludes testimony on all the cases for today. We'll take a short adjournment and possibly do decisions. Sounds about right. There's only 3 of them.
I know, we don't have a choice, we have to do. You know, it's interesting because like the reception.
This is a record.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wow.
5-3.
We're not out of here
Is
yet.
this a record?
That's right, don't count your chickens. So,
How do you think, you know what, Couture? I'm going to think the Plumer and I are going to go to this guy's art studio and get our heads done.
that was interesting.
I want to get my head done.
How did that hurt?
No, I want him to put hair in. I don't want body art. I just want him to put hair. I'll be right back.
I have them do it all black, you know what
I could buy a cheap rug.
I mean? Yeah.
It might be less expensive.
And less painful, too.
And less time, that's what takes a long time.
Yeah, my son got it. My father-in-law passed away. He had a tattoo the day he passed away on it. Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I remember going on spring break, this is going back when I was in college, and, you know, back then we went to like Daytona, Florida, that was a big thing, right? And I remember, you know, the next day you're on the beach, and you see like these guys, and they're like, you know, like hungover, and they've got these bandages, they got tattooed at night, and I go, I bet she doesn't even know what the hell's under there.
That's right.
And he probably said too, this one guy had like it was like from here to here. I was like, oh, I don't know if you want to do that thing, you know. It's not a good time to do it, you know.
I just remember when I was a kid, before the art really, you'd see all these guys in the army, especially sailors,
Oh, yeah.
But they were all faded,
Oh, God,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I love the guys that used to get their heart with their girlfriend's name.
Oh, yeah. And
Then
then
they used to cross
Cross
it
it
out.
out. Oh, God. Silliness, right?
Funny.
Uh.
I tell you, I see so many elderly people now.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
recently. Yeah, just, on the ankle.
Wow.
A little one.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, if you know, some people are like,
Yeah.
seriously, if you're
Yeah.
like, you know what, I live my whole life, why not do something more?
Exactly.
Like, you know, if it
Yeah.
makes you happy, it makes you happy. That's it.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's all. Oh my God. Hi. Chatting away. Probably.
Oh, I can't believe it. It's not even 3 o'clock yet.
Amazing,
Awesome.
right?
Can we do decisions? I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Right? Decisions. Case 75, 2026 has been adjourned to April 15th at 2 p.m., a day that will go down in the annals of infamy. Tax day. Ever.
Yeah, this has been really good.
This is ever.
And it's not like we had a super light calendar.
I almost feel like giving my paycheck back.
The morning I feel like was a little,
Yeah.
it was light, but it was, there were some
I said I
headaches.
almost
With the
feel
captions and
like.
this and that.
I'm sure we'll make up for it. Okay. So 7526 is on for April 15th at 2 p.m. 76 through 80 of 2026. I can read this entire thing because we have plenty of time. Near Westbury, the estate of Teresa DeMonico, use variance, maintain a dwelling and garage and a lot created by subdivision of lot on the file Levitt map with lot area occupied and lot depth variances. Only one dwelling permitted. Variances, lot area occupied rear yard, maintain deck attached to dwelling on a lesser lot. Use variance, construct dwelling with a garage on a lot created by subdivision of a lot on the file Levitt map with lot area occupied and lot depth variances. Only one dwelling permitted. Use variance, construct a dwelling and garage on a lot created by subdivision of a lot, that's repetitive, on a file Levitt map with lot area occupied and lot depth variances, only one dwelling permitted. Use variance, construct a dwelling with a garage on a lot created by subdivision of lot on a file Levitt map with front yard setback, lot depth, and lot area occupied variances, only one dwelling permitted. The east side of Common Avenue, 80.80 feet north of Cardinal Lane. Property address 870 Common Avenue. We need a secret determination. Who would like to do that?
There was just one thing that was just brought up. A prior subdivision of the lot, it's the piece that's to the,
1974.
yeah, like it, 94, I think. But, there was a prior subdivision and the radius map does not reflect that.
Okie dokie.
So, I mean,
So,
is that,
I thought that would
we're
be
gonna look
helpful.
into it a little
Is
further.
that
This
critical?
person's looking,
I think it's helpful.
yeah,
well, if it's critical, we'll hold it.
and again,
Period.
it
That
does
was done
pertain,
after it became LPRD.
Mhm.
and it pertains to the parcel in question, so let's just confirm that we do in fact need it. We may not, but.
So, Ms. First, we'll make that
Correct.
determination
And
before we
meet next
leave.
week.
That's what
All
I
right,
was
so we'll
saying
hold it
before
to
was
next
right.
week.
65. they
to
did
do
not.
the research. Okay, case 81 of 2026, Hewlett, New York University, DBA, NYU Langone Health, variance in off-street parking, additions and alterations to an existing medical office. Property address is 227 Franklin Avenue. We need a CEQA determination on this one. Who would like to make that?
And it's 74.
I move that we adopt a negative declaration as to the CEQA determination based on the testimony given, exhibits in the file, and other materials we have reviewed and analyzed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now on the application itself.
On the application itself, case number 81 of 26, Hewlett, NYU University, doing business as New York University Langone Health, 227 Franklin Avenue, be granted as requested.
Same conditions.
Same conditions.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Sorry.
Okay. How does 63925 Levittown Pan Red Automotive Industries, Inc.?
So we had the same question, because I was like, wait, is this a GSS? Apparently it's
Yeah.
just who owns the property. This is a tenant.
So, that area, there's a auto mechanic repair shop behind.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they still own the property.
Okay.
But I remember doing the EAF, I was a little confused as to the nature of the business.
All right. Special exception to maintain existing tattoo parlor, kinetic body art gallery. It's the west side of Gardner's Avenue, 1,264.74 feet south of Hempstead Turnpike, also known as 158 Gardner's Avenue. We need a CEQA determination. Somebody make a motion for a CEQA determination?
I move that we adopt a negative declaration as to the CEQA determination based on the testimony given, exhibits in the file, and other materials we have reviewed and analyzed.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Now on the motion on the application itself.
I make the motion
That
that we accept the,
we grant the application as requested.
As requested?
as requested.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
Do you
And
want
what about the revised?
So
Is that,
apparently we do need a revised.
all right, so we're going to hold that to
I'm
next
sorry,
week.
Radius map.
Oh, all right.
We'll ask for,
And I believe that concludes.
that does, is there
Do
anything
we
else
have
to serve?
anything else?
Well, wait, did we do this?
Oh, no, we did not.
Okay, 27 of 2026.
Yes, I did, I know, sorry it was last minute, I gave everyone hard copies today, folks that were here. If you folks had a chance to take a look at it, accept it, we can decide the case, right?
Yep,
We
I
need a
did.
secret.
Any questions about the draft decision dated February 4, 2026? Case 27 of 2026, East Meadow Walmart Real Estate Business Trust. Variance in off-street parking, expand the existing Walmart on property known as 2465 Hempstead Turnpike. Somebody like to make a motion that we adopt the draft decision dated February 4, 2026?
Don't we have to do sequence now? Yep.
Do we need a secret?
Yeah.
How come that's not on here? Okay.
So I move that we adopt a negative declaration. This is based on case 27 to 29 of 26 East Meadow Walmart Real Estate Business Trust. I move we adopt a negative declaration as to the secret determination based on testimony given, exhibits in the file, and other materials we've reviewed and analyzed.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Now on the application itself.
I move case 27 to 29 of 26 Walmart Real Estate Business Trust. Oh, that we adopt the, draft
Draft
decision.
decision. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Thank you.
Anything else? I gotta go to Elmont. You're gonna take a peek at that one.
It's on the first page. Remember, it was the one that wall, they agreed to remove the
Oh,
Patrick,
yes.
The issue with the shed.
do we have a
Yeah.
draft
I
of
looked
next
at it.
week's cases?
have to do it.
So I can parcel them out as to who's gonna inspect what right now?
I think I'm gonna have the same answer. This shed was, I wasn't sure when I.
That's good, that's good.
They're actually removing that whole thing.
Staying alive, staying alive.
Yeah,
You
and
said,
then that other shed.
It's because
Staying
you know,
alive.
it's nice.
Yeah.
No, I'm tired. But I also
Your
said,
brother never called me back.
And you see how it's a problem.
well, I do have to say, he did come home today. It's my sister in law's 5-year anniversary this weekend.
That's dead.
So, you know, there's a lot going on. My nephew's coming home from
Wait,
school.
I still have those materials.
You know, he was sad yesterday, so,
I have
you
a
know.
file. I was gonna bring it in, but
All
I
right,
think
well, I'll
When he
wait.
wants to talk to you,
He'll call.
I just wanna go by it again, but.
I'm gonna call you tomorrow about, I wanna hear about it.
Hold it.
Tell me everything. Tell
What,
me
tonight?
who's there, what they're
Oh,
wearing.
I don't know any of them. You
No,
think
tell
I
me-
know any of those
I
mayonnaise
know.
faces?
So wait, who's going tonight? Your whole family?
No, my wife, myself, and the two young Greek girls who know
I move that the afternoon's calendar be closed.
Second.